All right, so we got some manufactured outrage over this recent American Eagle ad featuring Sydney Sweeney, where they said in the ad she basically talks about how genes are passed down from generation, from from parents to their offspring, and how she has great genes. Basically alluding to the actual genes of American Eagle, because American Eagle is a clothing company. And what I want to say is I think this was absolutely genius by American Eagle just because of the publicity that this whole advertisement campaign received. If we go over to their stock surged 20%. I mean, that's a huge jump in the stock market. 20% is in just such a short time is crazy. Some you're seeing here it says shares from Eagle surged 23%. So anyway, upwards of 20% on a stock. And this is like the most trending thing I've seen in like a good amount of time seeing this ad campaign here. And you have everyone just wants to give it their opinion about this particular ad featuring Sydney Sweeney. And before I start going into all of the reactions and everything like that, I wanted to preface this by saying, honestly, I don't really get the Sydney Sweeney hype myself. I mean, I think she's attractive. I think she's definitely a pretty girl, but people, how they talk about her when you go online and see people, they are like completely simping out over Sydney Sweeney. And I mean, I think she's an attractive person, but I don't think she's like the hottest person I've ever seen in my life. And maybe that's just because I'm into more like brown girls. Like I like Latinas, I like, Asians, I like light skinned girls too. One of the most beautiful women I've actually ever seen in my life was like this Nigerian girl. She was like 6'2", dark skinned Nigerian girl, but man, she had really nice teeth. She was really smart. She had like her master's degree, and she was amazing. Anyway, but I mean, I think Sydney Sweeney's attractive, but I don't think she's like a bombsheller by any means. Like people are pointing her out, and maybe she is to some people. But what's crazy is when I first saw this ad and came across it, the whole Sydney Sweeney has great genes. I don't think anyone gives a fuck about this, honestly. I think people, this is all a distraction to deter us away from the Epstein files. It's like a fucking psyop, honestly. But on American Eagle's behalf, I mean, this is fucking. Let's get into some of these tweets, and I'll go back to the news. But let's look at how many people are fucking talking about this American Eagle campaign. I think, yeah. So I mean, this is Sydney Sweeney, right? And this was genius on Sydney Sweeney's behalf too, because as a personality, as like a public figure, the one thing that's going to make you money is having the ability to capture the attention of an audience. And there is that saying, good publicity is bad publicity. And here's the thing, for every person that agrees with you, there's going to be someone that disagrees with you. It's kind of just balance and how the universe works. So there's tons of people who are out here supporting Sydney Sweeney and who, are like, look, we're tired of this fucking false outrage. We're tired of this fucking white people are evil just for being born white. I mean, I understand. It's fucking ridiculous. You see it all the time on Twitter. It like reverse racism, and then people will say that that's not real when it absolutely is. Like, and what you're seeing from these reactions on Twitter is really people are just saying, and I'll get into some of these news articles, but it's like this whole thing that it's like you can't be uh happy about how you look and you can't be proud of how you look if you're white. That's basically what this all boils down to. Because whenever trans people do it, we are supposed to celebrate them or whatever. I don't fucking know how we've gotten so fucking bizarre as a society where it's like, fucking Lena Dunham. I don't know if you guys know who Lena Dunham is. Let's look. Lena Dunham is probably fucking the most bravest person out there. This is Lena Dunham. This is like the fucking left, dude. Like this is like the epitome of who the fucking left is. And she used to be skinnier, like this. I mean, she used to be way skinnier, but God, I mean, this is who we're supposed to fucking celebrate. These are the brave people when it comes down to it. Like this is who society, this is who we all should cater to and all should fucking. None of us should be proud of how we look. We should all be fucking Lily Tina or fucking Dylan Mulvaney, since he's the fucking media loves Dylan Mulvaney so much. And Dylan Mulvaney is just a fucking dude that wears long hair. I mean, I don't fucking know, dude. So let's get into some of these tweets. I mean, let's see. Sydney Sweeney dives into a pool full of macaroni and cheese. The camera pulls back to reveal a sign that says whites only. So you know what? Even though it's already 5 minutes in, let's just watch this American Eagle ad Anyway, that because it's only 30 seconds long. It's a lot shorter than I thought it was. Just so you can kind of preface this and see and hear for yourself what's being spoken and what's being said here. Let me make sure my volume's all the way up on all this stuff. That way you hear it. All right, let's get into it.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
The campaign has a...
So, yeah, that's the ad. She's talking about genes are passed down from parents to offspring. Her genes are blue. Sydney Sweeney and then you see here the whole thing is Sydney Sweeney has great genes, right? Hinting at that she has great genes. And so let's get into some of these tweets because everyone this is just such fucking fake outrage, and everyone is tying this into white supremacy and everything like that. But first off, at any point in the ad, did they say that like black people can't have good genes? Did they say that like fucking Arab people can't have great genes? No, like all fucking races have great genes. Like, like fucking LeBron James. LeBron James has great genes, right? Kobe Bryant was great genes. Fucking, I would say Beyonce has great genes, right? Fucking, if you're tall, if you're smart, if you're thin, those are good genetics. And like I said, everyone's gonna be brown anyway in the fucking next like 100 years. Everyone's gonna be brown, and I'm gonna contribute to it too because I'm a fucking a simp for Latinas and fucking light skins. So, but this whole like yeah, the fucking, this is white supremacy, it's gonna be whites only. Like, no, this is why it was so fucking great of an ad for American Eagle and so genius. Because let's look at this 2.2 million views on this, talking about Sydney Sweeney. So you're getting 2.2. Let's get into the next one. Fucking look at all the 1.4 million, 174,000. Sydney Sweeney, 3.3 million. Talking about Sydney Sweeney. This one, they're talking about fucking. This is such a fucking stupid take. I am Adolf Hitler. At what point did... And you know what's crazy is because what's so funny about this is if you fucking rolled out some fucking like ugly ass trans person or something like that, like they would be, Twitter would love this. They would be like, this is so great. This is so brave. Or if you put out, a fucking, just like a black girl or something, everyone would support this. No one would say anything. But because it's a white person, because for some reason in 2025, it's illegal to be white. This is just fucking stupid. So let me get into this next one that I found. Because look, then fucking Beyonce comes out with her own. Now, they're not talking about their genes, but the one thing that's kind of weird to me that I wanted to say is this whole, because I'm going to go into this point with Doja Cat too. I mean, look at Beyonce's appearance. Isn't this kind of like trying to be white, It's just a little strange, and Beyonce, I would say, is fucking someone that would be celebrated by these people too. They would probably be like, yeah, Beyonce's the fucking queen. And it looks like she's trying to be white passing. I mean, her hair is blonde, I don't know. That's weird. So let's get into some of these other tweets too, just so we can kind of, let's see. My take on Sydney Sweeney, Donald Trump is a pedophile. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this whole, like, release the Epstein files, dude. Like, who gives a fuck about Sydney Sweeney? All this is, like, manufactured to distract us from the shit that actually matters and is real. Look, yeah, is anyone on the left actually upset about Sydney Sweeney? I couldn't care less and haven't met anyone that does. Another manufactured scandal. Yeah, I don't think anyone actually gives a fuck that has an IQ above 60. And the people that do are just fucking weirdos, dude. And then, yeah, this whole fucking, we're Hitler. Okay, yeah, all white people are Hitler. Like, yeah, Sydney Sweeney is attractive looking. Oh, that means you must be a Nazi. This is just so fucking stupid. Again, another thing about the Epstein files. The craziest thing about this Sydney Sweeney controversy is that Trump still hasn't released the Epstein files. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's fucking like, dude, it's all the shit to distract us from what's actually happening. And then this is what's the craziest thing, though. Now we're like, Sydney Sweeney is trending after BuzzFeed reported that she has been registered as a Republican in Florida since 2024. All right, who gives a fuck, dude? And because I'm just gonna compare this, we're do some comparing and contrasting. Again, let's look at the fucking left, right? And then let's look at, okay, so if this is the stance that you're trying to take, like, this is fucking. And this is bad. This is good. This is literally what the left is at this point in America. This is bad. And this is good. And here's the thing. I don't really give a fuck about parties. I give a fuck about productivity and society being able to sustain itself. But here's the here's my objective, and maybe not objective. Obviously, I have biases and everything like that. But here's my observation on the world and the state of current political affairs is that the Republicans tend to be more attractive. They tend to be the more productive members of society that do the jobs that are necessary in order to keep the lights on. People that you look at blue collar workers, they tend to be more conservative, and a lot of the leftist outrage and leftist careers are the reason why they're able to exist in the first place is because of the right. And so when you see more right-leaning conservative people constantly getting shit on it, and those are the ones that are like fucking working in the oil fields or doing like plumbing and electrician work, and it's some fucking journalist that's sitting in a air-conditioned office that's like is just shitting on these people. Yeah, and then at the same time, these people vote for politicians that want to raise taxes and all sorts of other bullshit. But yeah, it's kind of strange to see that the internet thinks that being a Republican is somehow like an insult. But again, like, that's just the fucking narrative that's being created. That, if you're right leaning, if you're conservative, you're a Nazi. And again, this is why Donald Trump won the last election, because people are tired of this bullshit, bro. Like, you should have not just fucking tweeted this. This was stupid as fuck. This got 43 million views. Holy shit. It's a lot. But again, like, people don't give a fuck about a lot of these unnecessary things that are fucking nonsensical to life, like fucking your feelings and emotions, because none of that shit fucking matters, dude. Your emotions and feelings are fucking useless to the world. They are. And the only thing that matters is like fucking agriculture and energy. And so when the left, you look at these leftist people and they're all, oh my God, I'm fucking getting triggered. Oh, my emotions. Oh, this and that. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. Your discourse and your fucking emotions and venting on Twitter is backwards and is not serving society. And that's why people have swayed away from this and don't give a fuck about this anymore. And you shouldn't. I think that's fucking stupid. And let's look at this. Just another bit. But again, look how fucking many people are seeing this shit. Holy shit. I mean, we're at like 50 million views just from these two alone. This was why I was so genius on American Eagle's behalf, is that, I mean, look how many people have seen this. This is so viral. This is how, if you want to create an ad campaign, I mean, look, they're already paying dividends. You saw their stock soared 20%. So that's insane. But look at this. My concern for Sydney Sweeney and this brand strategy is that there are very few cases in entertainment where a woman who marketed herself towards men ended up as a respected actress with a long acting career. All the girls, blah, blah, blah. Megan Fox. I don't know who these people are. Marilyn Monroe. Dude, what the fuck? Marilyn Monroe. These are like cultural icons. Like, this is just jealousy, dude. This is crazy. Okay, so attractive women that advertise and portray themselves as being attractive is bad. Okay, fucking great job, whoever the fuck you are. Look at this is funny. This is one of the funniest things I've seen. She's a butterface who looks great in jeans, and this is the girl. In the next tweet, I'm gonna show you kind of symbolizes this. This is the people who fucking write these articles and stuff. Like, for every single person that writes some stupid pseudo intellectual outrage fucking article about this, it's a person that looks like this. It's literally a hater. Look at, oh, this is my favorite tweet. Bathing suit of the average Sydney Sweeney hater. Yeah. Anyone who's fucking upset about some girl that's, attractive talking about in an ad, this is what they look like. That's fucking amazing.
Is anyone really surprised about the outrage, the manufactured and artificial outrage that's been generated by your, like, who you already knew was going to be outraged by? I mean, but what, oh my God, let's get back into this fucking, how genius this is, dude. Look at this. NBC News, American Eagle. Dude, they're putting their name and their marketing and their branding everywhere. Who the fuck was thinking about American Eagle prior to this ad being released like last week? No one was thinking about American Eagle. No one was talking about American Eagle. Now American Eagle is so trending, dude. This is incredible advertising just from the standpoint of just getting your name out there, dude. And Sydney Sweeney, I mean, obviously, being a public figure, you have these crazy people who are coming after her, and then you have people who are like, yeah, like fucking. But this is the problem, and why things have become so like racially divisive is because the fact that a white person, and I just know this for a fact, if this was a black person, this would be celebrated. Because this is a white person doing this, this is being chastised. Just that by the media, So just the fact that that is a reality that exists. And what's crazy is that there's a large group of people that see this ad and they automatically think Nazi, they automatically think racist, they automatically think eugenics, and it's just so fucking. This is why I was so smart, because American Eagle knew all of the fucking divisive things that were happening in America, and they're just like, dude, let's package it and put into an ad, because some people are gonna like it. It's gonna cause so much controversy and so much engagement. I mean, this was just like a lesson, a fucking doctoral dissertation in engagement farming. But it's just insane to me that people can see this and be like, yeah, yeah, she's a cute girl, and then just not fucking go about their day. Instead, they have to write a fucking article and talk about like white supremacy and shit. It's just like, dude. And of course, CNN, right? What does America learn from the Sydney Sweeney situation? We asked the experts. Let's just read about fucking CNN, because CNN is just so fucking, such fucking leftist garbage. And before I read this article, I wanted to say that, man, I mean, fucking, the left has just become so fucking stupid in America. And the left has just permeated society in such a fucking weird way. And people are waking up to it now. And you should, because leftism at this point in America is actually toxic and dangerous to society, because it doesn't actually promote anything that's actually of fucking use. All it promotes is fucking race and emotions and like gender ideology. It's strange, dude. And so the fact is, you never see any of these leftist talking points actually talk like doing anything useful for the world, like planting trees or, you know, coming up with creative energy solutions. You never see fucking Stephen Colbert or whoever the fuck it is. Maybe Stephen Colbert does. I don't fucking know. I'm talking on my ass. But still, like, I mean, if you go on Twitter, you're going to see all these people who are left leaning, and they're talking about bullshit. No one's talking about real shit. And so that permeates, and that's created from like the time you're in grade school, dude. And I don't know. I think this is all a psyop by the elites to just keep us fucking poor and talking about things that are stupid as fuck. Because you have to have a working class in order to like purchase things. And if you know the elites own all the brands and they own all the products, how do you make sure that people, you know, keep doing your bidding and keep fucking buying the things that you need to, that you sell so you can get rich? You make them stupid, right? And so you buy the education system, you tell them to go to college and get a fucking stupid ass degree and some bullshit that's, you know, the only college degrees that are worth anything are STEM degrees. You know, if you're becoming a doctor or you're going to be a chemist or, you know, any construction engineers, things like that. There's so many pointless degrees, like a fucking English degree. Stupid as fuck. Everyone speaks English. You learn that from your parents. You know, you learn in all the liberal arts degrees and all the nonsense like sociology and shit. Sociology just teaches you to fucking, you know, think that race is actually important. And if everyone was just like, hey, yeah, we're people, you know, things would be a lot better. But and then it just becomes funny to me that people lack so much awareness of how the world is, that they then think that like being college educated means you're smart, when it doesn't. All being college educated means is that you know how to take commands and you know how to follow instructions. That's literally it. And you know how to follow instructions from people at colleges. It's like people who brag about, or one of the things that I see all the time and hear is that, you know, left-leaning people tend to be college educated, and like, you know, and well, if you did a study, you'd probably see that right-leaning people tend to be more like blue-collar educated and trade educated, because having a $100,000 piece of paper and trying to equivocate that to actually having intelligence is fucking backwards. But it's something that's taught to us from a very young age. So of course, you know, you're going to be like, oh, I have a college degree. That's great. And you have a college degree in history. What the fuck does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. It means you listen to some dude that makes $80,000 a year who doesn't know shit and doesn't really do shit other than read books. You know, it's like whoever the fuck is the best at reading bullshit books or whatever, dude. People with technical degrees or any sort of technical training, any sort of actual trade learning or any sort of trade skill are way more valuable, or infinitely more valuable than history majors and sociology majors. And so, you know, the point I wanted to make with that is it's just so funny to me that people were like, oh yeah, leftists or Democrats tend to be college educated. It's like, yeah, no, duh. It's a fucking leftist institution. That's like being like, it's like pointing out that like people who go to church are Christians. The majority of people who go to church are Christians. Yeah, it's because that's the institution and that's where those people go to. So of course, when you have an institution that's ran by, that's like systemically created for the purpose of making people liberal, and that's, you know, from top to bottom ran by the same people that share the same ideologies, of course. And but again, that's the whole fucking scam of a world that college something, because again, college is expensive. They're literally teaching you to think that you have, and they're giving you this superiority complex from the time that you're very young, all so you can spend $100,000 on a piece of paper and then work your entire life for the banks. That's literally what happens. And so, besides that tangent that I wanted to make, of course, but going back to Sydney Sweeney, we have the fucking CNN, and they're doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and CNN is doing. Now they're talking about how this was somehow some sort of controversial thing. Let's see. So they're talking about the Sydney Sweeney ad. Again, yeah, she's talking about genes are passed down from parents to offspring. And the thing that's I don't know. The rhetoric in this ad was she has great genes, and it's just the whole you're white, you can't say you have great genes. You can't say, you're attractive or sexy. It's just so bizarre to me, because at no point did she's like, did they say that like she has superior genes? They didn't say that other races can't have good genes. They just said Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Yeah, I think she has good genes. Are they great? I'm not sure. I think I think Caitlin Clark might have better genetics than Sydney Sweeney, but maybe that's just my bias on athletes. But so let's kind of read, and I'll kind of close this episode out on this, and then we'll talk about American Eagle's response and why I'm actually happy they did what they did. So CNN, of course, talking about this is intentional, this is pointed, and you're calling out the consumers that you hope to attract here. If American Eagle really is out there trying to target Americans to the right or the far right, so be it. But you have to know that folks are educated, folks are nuanced, and folks are willing to call brands out. And then, of course, CNN is trying to spin this and say that there's this massive outrage and a nasty wave of disdain, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like, fuck these people, bro. These people are all fucking dumb as fuck that work for CNN, that write articles for CNN, that read CNN. So I'm gonna close this episode out. Oh god, there's so many things you can talk about this. I want to talk about Doja Cat too. So again, the thing that's really cool is I'm really glad that American Eagle chose to not back down on this, because I mean, the fucking thing you can't do to these leftist people is you can't back down, dude. Now, don't be racist and don't be a fucking piece of shit, but if you're gonna make a joke or anything like that, and it's just never good to fucking apologize, dude, to these people, because they don't want you to apologize. They want to control your life. So that thing that was really fucking based on American Eagle for refusing to apologize for the ad, dude. Yeah, and we see here, this was their response. They posted this on Instagram. Sydney Sweeney has great genes, is and always was about the genes. Her genes, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE genes with confidence their way. Great genes look good on everyone, dude. Like, this is fucking brilliant marketing, because now, rather than catering to, because here's the thing, if you're going to commit to this angle, here you commit to this campaign, you already know that the majority of the country voted for Donald Trump. So the majority of people are fed up with this woke, fucking leftist bullshit. So if you back down in this stance, no one is going to support your brand, because you're going to have the people that are already outraged, and you're going to have the people who are like, yeah, this is funny as fuck that people are outraged by this. So they kind of had to do this, but shouts out to American Eagle for being based and being fucking funny as fuck. But to close out this, I wanted to get into basically like the epitome of hypocrisy, and just show you why people are so fucking, like, so passionate and so outspoken about not backing down to these leftist people and fighting against leftists and woke ideology. Because we're going to go into Doja Cat and her response to this ad, because for some reason she thought that she needed to make a response to this ad or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's listen to Doja Cat fucking talk about nothing real quick.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Yeah, first off, look at her. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. First off, her hair's like orange. So aren't you trying to come off as white passing anyway? And then the whole fucking exaggerated Southern accent to try to make it sound like white Southern people are stupid. Dude, like, Doja Cat just shakes her ass on camera. It's crazy. It's just so, and this is why people are so outspoken and so fucking taking these firm stances against these people, because Doja Cat doesn't do shit for anything, dude. Like, the matter of fact is that if you look at a lot of the intricacies that are involved in keeping the power on in the building, or providing the fucking technology that allows you to record yourself just being this on camera and then posting it on the internet. It's, you know, a lot of it is fucking hardworking people, hardworking Southern people, I would say. There's probably Northern people too, anyway. You know, a lot of these things are stats and shit that I don't care to get into, what the workforce is and the race composition of the workforce and the energy, you know, sector or whatever the fuck. But that's racist, that what she's doing, to like say that white Southern people are fucking stupid and mocking them. This is racist. Like, if I was to get on and go on any ad and be and that, let's say it was like a fucking black person or something, and they're like FUBU or whatever, or some other and one, and then just start, you know, fucking doing like a fucking hood accent in an effort to mock them, that would be racist, right? So therefore, this is racist as well. But the most ironic thing and the funniest thing about fucking Doja Cat doing this is her mom. Her mom probably looked like Sydney Sweeney when she was younger, which is so fucking funny. Like, Doja Cat is half white, and this is her mom. So I don't know. Maybe she just felt like she needed some attention or something. I feel like Doja Cat really fell off. I think Doja Cat used to be hot, but I don't know. She went down this whole like fucking weird, like art has to be weird path or whatever. But yeah, this was just a fucking stupid point in American history and a stupid point in social media history. And kudos to American Eagle, man, because American Eagle is fucking genius for this. I mean, but yeah, that's it for today's episode. You know, if anyone stuck around and listened to me fucking talk about bullshit and nonsense on the internet, and that's cool. Appreciate anyone who listens, and have a great day, okay?